Should we be fearful of grace or simply accept that grace is redirecting our life from a higher perspective? Nice question.
Yes, I would firmly say we don't need to fear grace. We are always held in grace, even though it doesn't seem like it. We're in this form now, but we have an internal beingness to us, and we don't know how long this beingness will go on or what form it will take. But grace is here to guide or nudge, because grace maybe has a vision of something better for us.
Yeah.
But we often don't pay attention until it's like in our face and kind of scary. We get comfortable. I get comfortable. I was very comfortable in my, life before I, went on this journey. And sometimes we need to get, kind of kicked, not kicked around, but we need an interruption. It's hard for us to interrupt ourselves.
Yeah.
So grace steps in.
Yeah. And one way of understanding grace is that we're not alone. I've interviewed a number of people who actually perceive the celestial beings or guardian angels or those kinds of entities that are, they say, more numerous than we are actually, and that are constantly interacting with us in ways that we don't perceive, but which nonetheless influence us. So I think there is an evolutionary trajectory to the universe, and as all the sayings go, and God loves us, and sometimes your mother loves you, but sometimes she needs to scrub behind your ear with a washcloth because you got some dirt there, and we scream and cry and resist. I think there's definitely some kind of higher intelligence, however you want to understand it, that helps to guide our growth and our evolution, and even to steer the course of our life in terms of going towards certain things and away from other things and so on. And we can ignore it, but the more we ignore it, the more likely we are to get scrubbed with that raspy washcloth.
Yeah, and what I found, the more I paid attention and was clear in my own yearnings, I noticed it, like that's how I only found the 4 agreements because somebody handed me a flyer on my way to lunch in New York City, the year 2000. If you worked in New York, you never took a flyer, otherwise you'd have 10 flyers in your hand by the time you got back from lunch. But I happened to take that flyer, and then I actually looked at it, and the book intrigued me. So in my mind, that was grace too.
Yeah.
Because what were the chances,
Right.
And then when I went to see him talk in the city on the pew, because it was in a church, there was a flyer for Omega, which I had never heard of, that he was going to be doing something in that July. But if I hadn't have gone, who knows? My whole life could have end up being different.
Yeah.
So even grace, when it doesn't look like it's loving, I think you're very right that it's nudging us in a direction.
Yeah. I really think so.
Pay attention. That's the thing about mindfulness. Boy, when you start paying attention, instead of just paying attention to the thoughts that go around and around and around, when you really start paying attention, the opportunities are there.